Greetings, tubinators and tubistators. What we're looking at now is a bunch of jobbed up wiring on the old TR7. There's a wasper. Why do they love me? I don't know. Let me count the ways in there. It's goobered up stuff. But we're not going to look at the TR7 today. Look at that wasper. He's looking for my naked legs. There. I Chuck Norris'd him. Anyway, that's the TR7. By golly. I got the thermostat for it the other day so I can finish doing the engine and get it going, hopefully. And I need to get some of this stuff going. Well, Pearl, they all go, but I need to rig the charging system on these two girls. And I think I'm going to change some more engines around. Who knows? It all depends on me. There's the dirty Dodge. This is for Elin. And this is my Spitfire Wilma. Him and Mr. Tush, Chef Tush of course, have been playing with Triumphs, and Mr. Elin has been working on his Spitfires. He's got a bunch of them, and fixing to have a TR6. I've got a chance to get a TR6. This one's litter mate. It came from the same family that this one came from. But it's tore into a million pieces. Of course, this one was too. All I got was I got an extra center differential, and I got a head that was cracked in the middle. So I had to source all the other stuff and eventually have enough stuff to put it together. Was the first foreign car of any kind, well, besides Toyotas and junk like that. The first British car I ever seen or ever sat in was this car here. The first British car that I ever worked on was this car here. I got, what parts I got with it came with a coffee can full of rusty bolts, and they all was different. Who knows where they went, but I like puzzles, and this is a puzzle, and I put it together, and actually it's run ever since. And if you watch my videos on this poor thing, you know that I've tried to turn it over several times, and I've just been awful to it. To the tune of, I've put 3 clutches in it already. And had to work on, of course I first worked on the overdrive. It's got a J-type overdrive. Or is it a D-type? Anyway, it's got a electric overdrive, and I had to rewire that and do some stuff, figure out how that worked. But anyway, here it is again. To get it going this time, come up here, baby. Now when I built this engine, it was nice and tidy and pretty, but it ain't now since I've drove it for a while. And this is the upper alternator bracket I put on it. I think it's a aftermarket AAA thing, which don't hurt it. So was the alternator, kindly. And it lets you get to this front spark plug that he was having trouble with the bracket he uses. That's the thing there. If he needs one, I'll go get one and send it to you, boys. Or boy. And well, that's just the way it is. Look at the nastiness on this side. But it does all right. I think it's 50 horsepower. But it's got the head I put on it It's had a little bit of work done to it, a little bit bigger valves, and bronze guides, and been lined and scooped out and smoothed over, and big valves, stainless steel, and hardened seats. $500 for a head. So that ain't no step for a stepper, is it? And I've got this wrong, but I had to do it this way for some stupid reason, and I don't remember what stupid reason it was. I've got a lockout for the battery, and here it is. It breaks the positive instead of the negative. You always want to break the negative, and you always want to take the negative cable off when you're taking the battery out anyway. It's a lot safer. But this little handle whoofs in here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there it is. That's just in case I drive it to home and stuff. And here's the accoutrements. And poor Wilma, she's got in here and got dirty. I guess the coons has been aggravating her for cookies or something. She's filthy. I'll have to take her in the washer. But that's the way it is. This beautiful wood grain dash. Look, whoa, whoa, that's actually a decal. But that's the way the world twirls. And it's got this funky roll bar in it, which when the top is off of it, it sticks up and you bump your head on it. And this thing was really gooped up with stuff by a guy that didn't know no better. Look at the roll bar mount. It's actually two 2x4s, or maybe a 1x4 or something, bolted to wood. So that's not going to do no good. I asked one fella, I said, what's the difference between having a roll bar and not having a roll bar whenever you wreck one of these things? He said, well, with a roll bar you have an open coffin. So that was good. And this brake cylinder was a sticking on me, so I took it apart and juiced it up here and there, and I think it got better, but I'll have to drive it a little bit. I haven't drove it. I don't know if I even drove it to the end of the road yet. But hey, you know, that's probably a good thing to do. Let's do it. I don't know if this will be good or not. You learn to do this one-handed when you got a camera. You do a lot of things one-handed when you got a camera, as long as you don't film what you're doing one-handed. How do you get in it with a top on it? I don't know, especially with a neck that's been broken and abused. Okay. When I went to get it out of the storage, which it was just sitting outside in the woods, it had a lot of fuel pump, the fuel lines was rotted off of it. And I asked my buddy, I don't need to choke, do I? I asked my buddy about it, and he said it was that new fuel, which has goobered it up. So that makes sense, I guess. So I put new fuel lines on it, except for the one on the tank in the back. So that'll wake up the neighbors. I don't know why I have to put clutches in this every once in a while. tell me. See? It's a dandy. Not bad for an old car. Just barely started. Turn the battery off just in case. Whew. So I hope you enjoy that. That little bit of fun. Oh, the horn won't even honk without that on. Look at that. But there it is. Fun, fun, fun till your daddy takes your Spitfire away. Yeah. I'm hot. It's 150,000 million Celsius today. Let me see if this thing. Oh, I gotta close my jingling. I wonder if this will hold it. This may hold it. It'll hold it, but I can't tell what you're looking at, Larry. I got to call my daddy and my sister and everybody, Larry, the other day. I was helping them dig my sister's sewer line covered up. And I about died, but anyway. Whew, that's hard on an old man. It's probably hard on an old 63 Spitfire. Excuse me. But anyway, that's it. If you want to know anything else, you just let me know. And I'll be very happy to talk to you or visit with you or whatever on this old Spitfire stuff. I'm going to make sure all the lights work before I take it to town, because there's no telling what I'll be doing when I get to pavement. This thing's wild on the pavement, and I've never had the tires to dip under, and I've tried it on many occasions. And even when I had them Avon racing tires on it, you talk about sticky. That may have been what killed the clutch the second or third time, is them real sticky Avon racing tires. Because they didn't give, and I could take corners in ludicrous speed. And I shouldn't be doing anything with the problems with my health problems, but you know, the problem with my health problems is it was caused by this noodle up here. And even after I had my head crushed open, I'm still ludicrous. So anyway, don't do what I do. Do what you're supposed to do. Probably a good thing I didn't have kids, although I'd love to have kids. Okay, this is probably going on long enough. And boy, wait till I get a car that's really, really fast. I already had that. On every Sunday night I was upside down and on fire. But I didn't get hurt then. Except when we had some fights in the infield and the guy hit me with his helmet. But I got him back. Anyway, everything's wild here. Everything's wonderful here in the big woods of Arkansas. And I want to tell you all that I love you. And I've been laid up for about 3 weeks. And my liver's bad again. I got that non-alcoholic liver syndrome thing. And the doctor said that my points are supposed to be around 15. And they're like 137 on 3 different things that they're supposed to check. So that makes you lethargic, and makes you hurt all over because it gives every joint that you have that stuff that you get, like gout, and that makes you want to stay in the house, in the bed, and watch YouTubes. Of course, I can only watch like 5 a day because I have 0 signal right now. Good, thank you. It's all this pollen and stuff, and they keep crop dusting down there with, I'm surely some polyunsaturated poison. So anyway, I'm good. I'm getting better. I'm not thinking any better, but I don't think that's going to happen. So here we are on the Triumph Ranch. We got TR7s. We got Spitfire Mark 163s, or Spitfire 4 it says in there. It's supposed to say that. It does say right there. And we got a Triumph Herald on the mend in the garage. And so we're good. And we got Germany is here, is expressed and presented here. We got, ooh, there's a big old hawk. You didn't get to see it. It may have been an eagle. We got eagles down around here, and I almost hit one with a truck. It was eating something dead on the road. They're just like a buzzard, only with a white head. They'll eat more dead stuff than live. But they're pretty, and they're huge, and hugely pretty. I'm like Ben Franklin. I had to put an owl. No, he wanted the turkey to be our symbol. And they're pretty darn bright, except the dumb ones will look up when it's raining and drown. And but I like the owl because they're pretty stealthy. So anyway, I'm bubbling on like Bubble Henson. Bubble Henson used to say something, and he would say something for 2 hours, and then when you got done, he didn't say really anything. He'd just be bubbling on. So anyway, I love y'all, and y'all take care of each other. And I think that's it. I'm glad to see you again. Bye.